Alright, what is going on, you TM26s? How are y'all doing today? Welcome back to another LUTI map analysis video. This is obviously our set against Ninplayers. We are currently down 3-2, so this is going to be map 6 and 7 today. So yeah, we're gonna be running a pretty standard compress on tower control. I'm gonna be using the machine with Ray. Then we're gonna have double ink jet with Birch's ballpoint and Shale's custom blaster, and then Froggy's gonna be running the dualies. They have a ton of range, and they're gonna be running that double blaster comp again. I almost died of that auto bomb there. Thankfully I don't. And so we're just sort of trying to get map here again. With their range, it's really hard for us to aggress for any of us except for Birch, really, with his ballpoint. But you can see they're getting an early Ray. It's going to take out Froggy. I'm just going to go over here, avoid it. You can see we're 2 down. I'm really the only one who's in a position like near the tower. Shale's just going to get taken out. And I'm going to try to do my best to hold here, but in a second I'm going to see I'm too close to Ray to really risk this. And so I'm just going to jump out. We're basically just going to concede first checkpoint here. Because we know that basically if we try to stop it, we weren't set up, and it's just going to result in us diving in and getting wiped. Now, this is a situation where I've really struggled lately. I've been getting counter-raid and just so much. I don't know why. I've just been really struggling with taking out, like when we're on offense, taking out the other team's defensive rays, and then trying to target the other team's ray when they're pushing. So I don't know, that's definitely something that I was just not doing well, and you'll see it a couple more times throughout this match. I'm not going to spoil anything though. Stuff happens, but as you can see, I'm close to right here again. They're starting to push. I'm just going to try to get paint around Shale just so no one can really get close to him, even though with their range it wasn't really huge. It wasn't going to matter too much, but we are going to take 2 out. And here I see that they have a ray, so I'm going to hop off, let Froggy take it, because I know if they ray, I want to be able to take them down. And so as soon as I see the ray come out, I'm trying to target him down. And again, it just takes me too long to finish that. I do end up finishing it, and I'm going to put down a ton of damage here. Unfortunately, it's not going to result in anything really, as I think that Birch goes down and we'll pick up one behind tower. But then they sort of pick out Shale over here, and I'm getting flooded out. I'm going to get taken out, as you can see. But we don't take the lead, but we do put ourselves back in this game because now they don't have a checkpoint lead. So if we can get a wipe, we should be able to take the lead pretty easily. So it's going to be their turn to attack, as they're going to start to get their specials. They're going to armor. We are able to take out the jet, so there's going to be no ray for this push. Then we find the H3, and now we're in a good position to sort of try to start counter-attacking. Unfortunately, the range blaster takes me out, and then they're able to storm mid, and our push gets halted. So we're sort of back here 50-50. Their storm is going to give them a little bit of a map advantage, but we're about a little over halfway through the game, and we're not in a bad position. We haven't been doing great. We haven't really had a good looking push yet. And this is just a tower ray for me. I don't find anything with it. I put down a little bit of damage up top, but not enough to take out someone there, and then they just have a ray ready to shut us down. So that was really poorly done. I am going to get a trade there, but what I was trying to do is I thought there was more of them stacked up top. Watching it back now, I see that there's one person over to the right and long, and then obviously the jet was in their spawn, so I just didn't play that well at all. But yeah, I thought they were more prepared to collapse on tower, when we really would have just been better off me holding tower. Now here's another mistake we're gonna make. As you can see, Birch pushes up with inkjet, and no one supports him. Froggy and I both just sit on tower, which is a bit of a miscommunication. I think we both thought the other person was going to push up, and it really should have probably been me there in that situation, because Birch is inkjetting. My sloshes are going to be more supportive, because I can just throw down a little bit of damage, whereas Froggy really needs to get up and close with them, and just because they have range, they're probably going to be able to stop him from getting that close. But here I'm going to be able to find a nice kill here. We're going to get 2 down. We're under a minute left, and I think it's Shale here. Shale's just like, all right, just fly at them, it doesn't matter. We have to kill them, and so that's what we do. We kill them all. We're gonna rush this. I think this is the rain. No, that must have been the custom. And then as soon as I see a good situation here, because I know they're stacking, I'm just gonna ray here, and then I'm gonna be able to take out the range, I believe, or one of the blasters. Doesn't really matter. And we're gonna take the lead. And see, at this point, we sort of force them to start running at us. when we were set up and we had some map control on their plat, whereas before they were just sort of able to sit back and just rain down fire on the tower. But we do take the lead, under 30 seconds left. I see that the jet has Ray, so I know that that's the one thing I need to worry about. So just my job here to get Ray. Thankfully the jet goes down, and so at this point I know, all right, as long as I get Ray, this game's over. And with the situation the tower's in and how much map control we have, it's gonna be pretty difficult for them to even get a look at tower. They're gonna get a touch on it here for a second, but we're just gonna take it right back and we win. So kind of a tale of two halves there for that game. I think being down 3-2, we just really didn't want to mess it up and just have them knock us out in 20 seconds. And so that's definitely what we were afraid of. But as soon as we were just like, all right, we have to just play our game and just play aggressively, we dominated them, and it wasn't really close. But yeah, so some questionable race from me there, but overall, we did a pretty good job as a team, and we just got the win. So now we're tied up 3-3. Going into map 7, which I believe Clan Blitz, it should be Piranha. Yep, it's going to be Piranha. Now, Piranha is an interesting map for us because it's a map that we don't tend to play very well, especially in Rainmaker. We're actually a decent tower control team, but Piranha is sort of one of those tough maps for us that can like go either way, and we don't like have it's. We don't really have set strategies that we know consistently work for us. And so this is definitely a map we were a little worried about. And I'm actually just going to cut ahead here so that we don't have to sit through the entirety of us picking our weapons. All right, and now we're just going into the game. I'm going to be sticking with the machine here. And we're going to be running double baller with Shale on Luna and Birch on the Slosher Deco. I can't remember what Froggy's running. He has Dapple Doolies. As you can see, again, they're running a lot of range between the heavy and the rapid, so it's going to be really difficult for us to counter. And so here we're going to play this very passively because we know that if we try to aggress the Slosher on left is going to be a pain. Thankfully, Shale's going to be able to hit a nice direct. And we're going to start out with some early map control, but then Froggy's going to go down. We do have the huge claim advantage, but again, I don't really like the way I play this. I should have pushed up. I really just sort of sit in mid trying to like gather clams, find an opening, and it doesn't really do anything for us. So they're going to have Bubbles and Inkjet. I have 9 just sitting on our base. And my goal here is literally just like, all right, we want to get them to use Bubbles as far away from the basket as possible. And hopefully if they use Inkjet, we can burn it. So they're going to actually use the Bubbles. And again, they didn't do anything with them, so that worked out for us really well. Baller's going to go off in mid. At this point, we're sort of just battling. Nothing much is really happening. They're going to be building specials. We're going to be building specials. I'm going to get a lucky kill on the heavy with my auto bomb. I have my Ray, but no point in using it here because they're too spread out for me to really get any good damage done. Where I sort of would like to save that until we can get a good, until we can sort of trap them on goal. But as you can see, we're going to start to get a, I believe that's Birch Ballers. Doesn't get anything out of it, unfortunately, and that would have been a stupid jump, so I'm going to decide not to make it. But again, it's just 50-50 here. We're getting some picks, they're getting some picks, but now they're sort of starting to take map control. We see they have 3 specials, and I believe their bubbles come in here in a second. I could be wrong about that. Yep, there they are. And so I'm just going to try to contest them. I see this wrap, I believe, no, it's the Slosher actually. Thank God I killed them there, because if they get that bubble, or if they get that baller off, we're in a ton of trouble. I see the roller's weak, and I do finish it up. Yeah, finish them up. 3 dead now. We're in a really good position to push forward. I'm just going to go take right because I know that there's a very good chance I'll be jumping in a second, and so I don't want to do anything too stupid and lose the ball. I'm going to jump to it was Shale, yeah, and I just get a terrible jump. Unfortunately, I jumped right behind the wall, so I couldn't throw when I landed, but we are going to be able to get both balls in, and we're actually going to have a third ball coming in, so it's going to be, it's down to 34. Now, I could have pushed in here with these 8 clams and probably gotten them, but I wanted to get the ball, and I see that there's no one really near, so I'm just going to back up. Now, I wish I'd played a little more aggressively here, because we have really good map control, and we don't really do a lot with it. Shale's going to take left, but if I take right here, there's not a lot they're going to be able to do, but I just don't. I just sort of sit here on back where I've literally been the entire game. But time's running down. We do have a really good lead, so we're not too worried about anything right now. And we're gonna be able to take out the Slosher. There's not gonna be any baller jumps. and we're just sort of chilling. We're just waiting for them to make a mistake, basically, because the only way we're losing this is if we wake one. So we're just sort of sitting here. I'm throwing auto bombs. Everyone else is pushing up. I'm gonna try and jump, or I'm gonna jump here. And again, this is a situation where we're back on port. Remember how I said we tend to we'll just make pushes without any support? There's a perfect example of that. And again, the thing that really sucks is that we then get a ball about 10 seconds later. So all we had to do was wait 10 seconds, make that push, and we have 3 balls going in instead of 1. And the game is all but over at that point. But now we're actually going to get a wipe. And so luckily enough, we're just gonna knock them right out. It wasn't really close. We sort of just sat back, waited for them to make mistakes, won our gunfights. And now we have a 4-3 series lead going into map 8. But map 8 will be saved for another video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Good wins today. Brought it back. I mean, really, it was just, we just sat back. We played really defensively, and it ended up working out, thankfully. But yeah, that's really about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed, please don't earthquake that like button. Check out my other social medias. I will be going live on Twitch later today with Splatoon. Good times. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.